whatever you want to talk about. That's what I'm here for. I did print out a whole bunch of items that I found interesting on our Facebook community that I'd like to address to publicly. I have no doubt that some of you are here just to listen and to absorb. And some of you have something specific in mind that you want to ask or that you want to share. Now, if it's your first time here, welcome. Welcome to Boot Camp. Welcome to the Stuart Hour. As I had said before I hit the record button, the slide never changes. It's just the conversation that changes because this is unscripted and it is live. I would very much be grateful if you'd go ahead and use your fingers and type in any questions or comments. I make it my pledge to try to get to everything and everybody. If I don't, I'll try to follow up on Facebook or in our next program or by email, that kind of stuff. That said, let's see who else is in the house, and then we're going to get started. We're going to get right down to it. I always like to welcome everybody in. Gina says it's 36 in Tampa Bay. So it's 36 in Tampa Bay. Allison says 34 in sunny North Florida. This is craziness. I would hope, though, is it good for business? Are you guys busy? The agents I have been communicating with have been telling me that they're very busy. But a couple of times they said they're very busy because of problems, situations, okay? And that comes with the territory now, doesn't it? And it's a time when it's your opportunity to shine. And I'm going to give you an example of a weather-related incident where a company should have done right, but they didn't do right by me, and they kind of messed up my my love for their business. I'm going to give you that example that we can apply to our business because it comes down to loyalty. How do we earn loyalty? Well, we have to earn it. You know, it's not assumed just because somebody books a trip with you that they're going to be loyal to you naturally. And especially during these weather conditions when you may be taking off the phones, making new sales, you're helping out people. That's part of it. That's critical. Because if you do a fantastic, beautiful, magnificent, selfless job with them, they are yours forever. They will always remember that. Just like they will always remember if they got blown off, if they didn't feel loved. So I'm going to give you my story in just a second. Lena's in the house. Hello, Lena. Welcome. Greetings from frigid but sunny Virginia. Indeed, frigid but sunny. Let's see. Oh, good question. Jenny, it's 16 in Raleigh, North Carolina. Jenny, seriously, crazy stuff. Last night it was 16 here. The night before it was 8. And here I am worrying about frozen pipes in houses, multiple houses. And that was freaking me out. That kept me up all night. Thankfully, no problems. Okay, let me first give you this quick example. And then what I would, yeah. Okay, I'm going to get to your question. But here's what I need you to do. And I might have asked you this before. You got to tell me how to pronounce your name correctly. I am the world's worst pronouncer of names. Now, Lena, you and I did this exercise when I first met you. I'm like, tell me. And I think I've always remembered correctly, right? So please, would you just forgive my naivety, but tell me, and if I'm asking you a second time, again, how to pronounce your name. Waikikise? Ray Johnson? See, I know I messed it up, but if you could help me, I would really appreciate it. Really, really, really. Okay, so here's my quick question. I'm going to get back to the boards. Welcome, Nita. You're in the house too. So I had hired a company called Terminex. Have you heard of it? So I have a house in Midtown, and I needed a termite inspection and this kind of stuff. And I also had them, they're going to blow insulation in. And one of our very, very, very brutally cold days, they had called me the night before to confirm that they were going to show up with the truck to blow the insulation into the attic. And that if there was an issue with the weather, they would call and let me know. I said, great. And they never called to let me know. And I even called and nobody picked up. I left a message with the driver person or the the person who was coming to the house to do the installation. I said, hi, you didn't call me to tell me you're not coming, which means you are, so I will be there. So I drove a half hour in life risky conditions, as you guys can imagine, because here there's very little sand, there's almost no salt, certainly no snow plows, so the roads get cleaned by themselves, only to find out 20 minutes after when they were supposed to show up that they didn't show up. So let me cut to the chase here. I was really aggravated because I put my life in my hands, or in the hands of the roadways and other drivers. It was very frightening. It was really bad. You know, and I'm comfortable driving in it, having lived in the Northeast, but when I have to drive in it for no good reason, that makes me angry. So the guy just said, yeah, oh, I thought I called you. Oh, I thought I told you. We'll come tomorrow. And I said, now hang on there. Whose responsibility is it to call? Well, that's me. Well, did you think you called or did you call? No, I guess I didn't call. But we'll come tomorrow. I said, sir, hang on just a second there. There's one thing I'm not hearing. Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to hear. I just wanted to hear, I'm sorry. That person messed up. Don't tell me I thought I called. I'll be there tomorrow. Tell me you messed up. I almost canceled the order. And I got a call from the salesperson. Let me talk to my manager. Maybe we could, with the numbers and that we could discount. I'm like, no. Nick, I said, Nick, it's not about that. It's about a mess up. And this could have been bad. So right now we're not on very good terms. So I'm going to give you a new date. I'll tell you when you can come. Can't come tomorrow. And we'll make it happen. So sometimes if we personally, friends, mess up, and sometimes if we don't, but we're representing another product or a company or service that messes up, but we're on the hook for it, the most important thing to say right off the bat is, I'm sorry. Let's make it right. Acknowledge it. That's it. I just had to put that out there because it was upsetting, especially if they weren't owning up to it. Okay. Okay. We quizá. Did I get it? Tell me. Just tell me, did I get it right? Because if I did, I'm going to be so. Wait. Sorry for the time. From Detroit. So you're even colder there. Yeah, Waukesha. That's it. Right? Waukesha. Okay. I'm going to write this down. Don't laugh at me. I'm trying my best here. All right, here we go. We're going to dive right in. Waukesha said, any recommendations on back office accounting to keep up with the finances? Thank you. Hey, friends, I'm going to ask all you other boot campers what you recommend for back office accounting. For all the years I've been in this glorious business, I have never heard of one specific back office accounting program that people love. And as we've seen the proliferation of host agencies that have systems and consortia, of course, that endorse systems. Normally, they don't own it, but they endorse it as a preferred supplier. I've never heard anybody say resoundingly that they love a back office accounting system. So let me ask you this. Is a product like Client Base, a product like Client Ease? I'm a big fan of Client Ease, Darla Graber. I know some of you use that. Is that what we're talking about? Because that's not only a CRM, but I believe it's also accounting. It has accounting features. Or are you looking for a product that has nothing to do with travel, that just takes care of your finance for accounting? I think ideally, of course, you want to use a system that's built for travel, that asks you the right questions, that has the right fields. So if the question is a product like a Client Base or Client Ease, I know those are the two most popular. I think there are others, but none are coming to mind right now. I want to hear from you guys. Don't take it from me. What are you guys using? I mean, for my back office accounting, I use Excel and my accountant because I don't like numbers. I like making money, but I don't know how to manage it well in my computer. So that's what I'd like to say there. So let me go see if there's any comments on that. No, for finances, like QuickBooks to link with. Okay, does anybody link with QuickBooks? That was going to be my next recommendation, and the word didn't come to mind. To link with the is anybody else using QuickBooks to link? And right now, I don't see anybody else, and I'm kind of surprised. I really am. But you know, QuickBooks is the one that I've heard of, been around for the longest time. I'm going to make a note of this, and I'm going to follow up on this. Wakisa. I'm going to follow up on this because I want to find out what people are using, what they love, what they don't love. So Jenny does use QuickBooks. There we go. John uses QuickBooks for the travel business. Michael and John. Hello, John. And Judy, here we go. Now we're getting the feedback I love. Judy says, I've used trams and client base, but we have 2 independent contractors and it's easy with trams for me. Okay, so that does it for you. All right. Jenny says, along with my franchise accounting system. So, right, so you're going to be given an accounting system if you own a franchise. If that doesn't apply to you, then here you go. It could be a connectivity, a CRM that connects to QuickBooks, or it could be a product, as I had mentioned before, the TRAMS product connecting to client base. You're very welcome. Oh, Gina says she uses QuickBooks for accounting. There you go. The votes are coming in. Nancy, hi, Nancy. I have a comment to make too with you, Nancy. An angel bookkeeper using QuickBooks and an amazing accountant. Yes. So, right, you have a bookkeeper who uses QuickBooks and an amazing accountant. And I have an amazing accountant too, although I don't use QuickBooks. And LaDonna says that she uses Client Ease. So I hope that helps. We got some great feedback, and that's what I love about the Stuart Hour, because sometimes I'm not the guy to ask, especially when it's using specific products, you know, because this is no advertising. I don't endorse anything in particular. I want to hear what you guys are using, and we share best practices. Okay. Welcome, Nita. She said it's cold and sunny in Texas. Yeah, you guys have had a tough time too there. What was it? What was one of the airports? Was it Houston? I don't remember. Had miserable delays. Okay, another question. Wakisa says here, I have a lot of questions coming in. When having a vacation night for your group, do you use YouTube, a YouTube private channel for guests out of town? So this is a great question. When having a vacation night for your group, do you use YouTube? So I assume that's where you post it live. Do you guys use YouTube and a private channel? And I think that's a great idea because, of course, posting on YouTube is free. And if it's a private channel, let me explain that if you guys don't use YouTube in that capacity. YouTube, of course, you can post a video public, so anybody could see it, right? You can have something that's what's called unlisted. All right. I have tons of stuff that's unlisted because some of the stuff, of course, is proprietary for clients, for businesses, and for you guys, for boot camp. It's unlisted. Now, however, if that link got out, then anybody can see it. It's just unlisted. So you can't find it, and without the link, you can't see it. The next one is called private. Private meaning it's usually, right, requires a password. So even if somebody came across the link, they cannot see it without the password, right? So, you know, it's up to you, the level of security. Something I do want to say, though, is consider this. Why keep it private? Why keep it unlisted? Sometimes showing stuff on your channel that you're doing for other people, as long as there is no confidentiality involved, sometimes that would help. You know why? Because it's showcasing what you're doing and what you could do for them, right? It's not an overt selling technique because it's not an ad. It's sort of a sample. It's what you're really doing right now or what you did for somebody else, and it stays there forever. So I'm going to give you an example. You guys know this. You've heard this before, that some companies hire me to do a group sales summit or group boot camp for their company, for their agents. And I have done this going on the 3rd time with a group called Nexion. And they always ask me, or I always offer to produce a promotional video to to get people excited to register. And I do this for all of my clients when I'm hired. Like I'm doing a keynote and workshops for the group called Mass. They're coming to Memphis. So I love doing promo videos. In any case, I said, why should I just do this unlisted? Let me make it public. Why not? I want anybody to find it, all of my followers to see it, and even though they can't go if they're not a Nexion member, I'm not there to promote Nexion or the event to them. I'm there to promote my services, what I do, and maybe it will inspire an idea and some more business. So I hope that helped, but I do think it's a great idea to record these events and to post them and make it public. Use them because I don't think anything bad can happen. Right? Other than it helps to build your brand and promote what you do. Okay? All right, let me go back here. I want to make a comment here. Nancy, on our last Ask Stuart hour, at the very end, and I didn't have time to talk about this, Nancy, was to ask for some time management tips. And something I had a big I basically, for a bunch of days, I was frozen, Nancy, and everybody else, because you got to see what my whiteboard looks like here. It is chock full. It's too ambitious. And I'm not saying this to bloviate, good word. I'm saying this because it's too much, and I became frozen. I didn't know what to do first. And I turned to my mentors, one of my trusted mentors, Mike Marshev, actually, who I have a show with second half of the day today. Are you coming? And he helped me. But a word came to me. I was reading a inspirational / spiritual type book because I needed to get my head on straight if I'm going to be productive. And the word discipline came to mind. So I put in big, huge, thick, extra bold letters on my board, discipline. That's my answer to time management, Nancy. And for all of you, it's discipline. And it's one thing just to see the word discipline, to be disciplined. It's another, well, what are the disciplines I want? When I sit down at my desk, what's the first thing I'm going to do? What do I want to get accomplished every day? When I make my list of what I'm going to do for the week, what's the discipline? Specific. So first is embracing the word discipline. And I'm not asking my boss or my wife or anybody else to discipline me because I'm a solopreneur. So ain't nobody's going to discipline me. I got to discipline myself. So that's my answer to time management for me personally. Yeah, we can get all to little things of the whiteboard and the notes and the list and shut the email when you're doing other projects and don't multitask. We've heard that before, but I think if we can create a time management plan under the headline of discipline and write down what the disciplines are, I think that will be very helpful. I hope that helps. Okay. Let me see here. Good morning. Hey, John. I'm just catching up here. Nancy. Hey, Stuart. I'm excited to say I have a meeting with Portland Parks and Recs to talk about future spring business, train senior groups. So we'll miss the webinar, but we'll listen to the recording. Nancy, good for you. Whenever it comes to a choice of being with me or going out and making friends and getting business, seeing who you could help, go. Do it. And yes, this is recorded, and my program with Mike, he's recording that, and of course we'll make it available. Thank you, and good luck, Nancy. Hans is in the house, running late, but you're here. Good, Hans, and congratulations from me and everybody in boot camp who don't know, but I know that you're on a roll, man. You've got momentum going. See, it's momentum. I believe, friends, it's called the law of attraction. Okay, when these groups start to materialize, when you feel confident and you speak with confidence, you exude a certain energy, right? You put out an energy, and more business comes to you. People find you. They see that video that you posted public, and they call you. Hey, can you help me? And when you're talking and qualifying and meeting new people, and they see how confident and excited and keyword passionate for what you're doing, then they're going to give you the business. They're going to tell their friends and family. And when the time is right, they're going to book you. John says, thanks for responding to the Facebook post about growing your business presence on Facebook. Not sure if you want to share your comments with the group about building your list and showing content to your group. You bet. As a matter of fact, it's on the list here. So everybody, I don't know if you read this post John made in Facebook, and it's about the changes that Mark Zuckerberg and the company is going to make. And on one hand, this is disappointing slightly as business owners because it's going to be even harder for us to get our business message out there. On the other hand, as a consumer and wanting to connect with friends and family, I think this is good because yes, it became overwhelming when everyone was selling something or advocating something, and so I just want to read you a couple of highlights, and I want to make a comment on this about Facebook. And by the way, if you have not yet signed up for the February 8th edition of the Stuart Hour, please do. Not now. Wait till we're done. Margie Jordan. Do you know Margie? She's been a friend for years. She's a social media expert. She gets hired by companies to talk about social media, social marketing, and she's going to be on the show. It's not a webinar, so you ask the questions, and of course I will have a ton of questions too. And she's just wonderful. And what's even better is that not only is she an expert and a speaker and a trainer, but she's also the owner of an agency. So she walks in your shoes for real. So make sure you sign up for that. So let me just read this. This is Mark's comment. Public content, posts from businesses, brands, and media is crowding out the personal moments that lead us to connect with each other. Zuckerberg blamed that crowding out of personal moments to video and other public content. Since there's more public content than posts from your friends and family, the balance of what's in the news feed has shifted away from, now listen to this, pay attention, the most important thing Facebook can do, which is help us connect with each other. So here's the most important paragraph. The door for small business marketing might be left open by one theme Zuckerberg repeated in his post. Quote, meaningful interactions between people through tight-knit communities. Meaningful interactions. Okay? So the point is here, when you, if it's on your personal page, it needs to be meaningful interactions. And while I know it probably will be tempting to do the salesy thing, people are just going to go right past it, and they may not like it, and they may not comment on it, but it's all about engaging. And I'm not talking about, hey, would you send this to 10 people because you have to continue the chain. Now, I don't mean to insult anybody out there who does that kind of thing. I don't. It's just, sorry, I don't have time. But I think the key here, friends, is to creating the private groups. Now, you guys all know that when you create a page, right? When you create a page, that's a business page, then to get people to see it, unfortunately, you have to boost a post, but I do believe you still need to be highly engaging. Highly engaging. Have a conversation so people want to, and then the more people like it and communicate with you, the more the post gets seen. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you start a group, then it a much higher likelihood that people will see it naturally. You don't have to boost the post and promote it. You cannot. But then, and John, to your point, and to others who have asked me this, that you can create as many groups as you want and be as niche as possible. And those people who want to interact with you about that subject, about that topic, they'll be in that group. And that's all you talk about. You engage. So I still think Facebook is extremely powerful for us to use. We just have to be really smart about it and pull back on the salesmanship stuff. And the other thing goes on, and go read the article. It talks a lot about video. And I know so many of you hesitate to do video, don't do video. And if you are, tell me. I want to hear. Can we see it? And by the way, if you want me to turn your microphone on, tell me. We both have to turn the microphones on in order for you to be heard. If you want to turn your camera on, even better. Okay. Let's see here. Franchise, thank you. I'm going through here. Yes, Nancy says, I still have questions about GroupMinder / Group Express. Now, I cannot give you any opinion on this. I haven't taken a look at it. I will be happy to. It's on my list. But I think it's important we do a best practices thing here. Do you guys use GroupMinder / Group Express? Now, Nancy posted this in our private Facebook community. And Carl, there are a couple of people who did make comments on this, which I'm grateful for. But Nancy, I can't answer specific questions because I don't know the product. I'm hoping that it's good because we haven't had a good product in a long time in this business, have we? And I don't remember Carl's comments here, but I hope we can follow up on this with somebody who's a user of it. Or maybe, hey, get this, Nancy. Do you want me to see if I can get somebody from the company to be on and Ask Stuart Hour to ask questions? I mean, I don't want them soliciting and selling their business, but then again, I have suppliers on too. You know, I have suppliers who come on, but the whole idea is that it has to be educational. So I'm thinking here, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. LaDonna says, QuickBooks generates invoices, which I love. I agree. Nancy's got to run to a meeting. Bye. We'll see you later. John says, considering podcasts, you know it. Podcasts are big. I just had a conversation with Michael yesterday about podcasts. Just so you guys know, is that that's on my list that will get accomplished this year. I am going to, because I'm launching a new business that never got launched last year called Solopreneur Network, and that will be podcast based. Podcast based. I'm going to do a real official podcast on iTunes, the whole bit, and I'm very excited about that. Mickey said, YouTube private channel. I didn't even know that existed. You learn something new every day. Yes, Mickey, YouTube private. So when I say private channel, let me go back for a second. You can create an unlimited number of YouTube channels. Channels meaning like if you go to my YouTube page, you can subscribe to all of my videos whenever I upload a video, or just subscribe to a channel. So in your case, you might not want to see my other videos. You just may want to be alerted when I post a travel-related video. That's a channel. Now, I don't know if you can create a private channel. I do know you can create a private video. Does that make sense? I think it does, because I even understood myself. But I'm going to go take a look at that. Can a channel be private or just a video private? Because frankly, why would you need a private channel if that video is private? Unless you're going to be producing a lot of videos onto that channel, and it will always remain private. Right? I hope that helped. LaDonna says, I've had clients use Facebook Live during a group cruise meeting. Yes, but wonderful. One of the biggest issues that I know you guys are faced with is if you have clients and you're doing your group launch sequence, and Lori, are you on? I think you're on, Lori. Are you on? We're going to talk about your post in Facebook too, because we've had a lot of the questions come up about group launch sequence, when to do it, how to do, this kind of stuff. But one of the biggest problems is that if the clients aren't local and you can't meet with them, how do you reach them? Do you have to go out and buy a GoToWebinar license for hundreds and hundreds or $1,000 a year? Now, I know there are other products that are free or really inexpensive to use. We've talked about that before. But one of I think the best things to do is Facebook Live. Now, I know it may be a little bit awkward, to hold up the camera and this kind of stuff. Or hopefully you can use your laptop or your Mac for the live. And it's live. Don't be intimidated. I'm live right now. I mess up. I goof up. I step on my words. I lose my track of thoughts. It just happens. And I know it may present a challenge because I'm not sure you can actually show slides, but you can talk it through. And maybe 60 seconds before your presentation, you can post on Facebook, and Lena taught me this in her group, Travel Agent Hacks, is that you can upload documents too, right? So that they can go page by page with you as you present. right? Now, of course, GoToWebinar, the other programs allow you to go through the slides, and then you send them the printed presentation after, because you don't want them to jump ahead, but you do the best you can. So I think that's great. Facebook Live is always there unless you delete it off of Facebook. Thank you, LaDonna. Hans, you're very, very welcome. John says, like using Zoom for virtual meetings. Zoom, everybody. Zoom. Thank you, John. You can share material and get 45 minutes free or unlimited time for a small fee. That's great. I love when they're sharing like this. Mickey said, would Facebook Live be best done in a group? Yes or no. What if, I would say it depends on the application, Mickey, because if you are in doing your group launch sequence and it's specifically to the people who are interested in this group, then I would do it on that group page. See, I'm a big believer, friends, that for every group you do, you should create a private Facebook group for that group. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, what if that organization or that club or that family reunion, they already have their own group page? Well, that's perfect. That's wonderful. And you want access to that private group so that you can interact and you can still do Facebook Live. If they don't, then I'm a sort of a bigger believer in starting a private group for them and give it the name of that specific trip, you see, so it's even more personal, just like I did, friends, which hopefully by now you've seen. I did this on Facebook with my river cruise. And what was it called? Amazing River Cruise 2017? I forgot what I called it. I think it was Amazing River Cruise 2017. And I kept it open in public, but people had to ask permission to enter because I just wanted to make sure I didn't have, craziness going on. So I hope that helps. The other time you want to do a public Facebook Live is when you're sharing information. When you're on a ship and you want to show off something. When you're down at the resort sitting on the beach sipping a pina colada, you want to do a quick Facebook Live and say, hey, I'm here at the Grand Moon Palace, and you're not. I wish you were here. Bye for now. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. So I think a public Facebook Live things definitely serve a purpose. Wakisa says, I'm finding a lot of people, believe it or not, don't have Facebook accounts, but they access the web. Yeah, and I get that too. I understand. I am part of a group here called the Memphis Coaches Network. And there are some of the coaches that don't have Facebook pages. And, I don't want to show that I'm surprised, but of course it's true. Not everybody does it. I have plenty of people I know who have an account, but they don't post at all. They just watch. And others who want to remain off the radar. Okay, and I get that. And I think in that case, friends, you need to know your audience. If there's a majority of the audience that are not on Facebook, then you can't use Facebook as your channel, as your medium. If the majority of them are on it, that's what you use. And I would hope that there's a way, if it's on Facebook Live and it's always there, maybe you can, I don't know the answer to this. Can it be downloaded? Can you record it? Now, I use a product called Camtasia to do all my video production, and I can do what's called a screen record. So whatever's on my screen, I can record and own. Okay? Yes, even copyrighted stuff. That's just the way it is. Okay? And then you can upload that to YouTube. Make it private, make it unlisted, make it public, and share it with those people who do not use Facebook to be able to watch it, right? Okay, let's get back here. Let me see. A quick reminder, our next Facebook session, we're at the halfway mark. Facebook. See, our next business coaching session is on February 1st. Make sure you sign up, and please be sure to sign up on February 8th when we have Margie Jordan here, where the theme is going to be social media. Lori had posted this on Facebook, and friends, right now, if you got a question, you got an issue, something you want to share, you want your microphone turned on. I know we tried it 2 weeks ago. and I didn't run a test to see what the issue was. I got to get back with her, but it usually works. We can give it a shot. Love to hear your beautiful voice. Lori had posted, I have a group going to Peru in August. This was in Facebook. My group leader just texted and is worried about holding out pricing because people need time to come up with the money before final payment, which is due May 24th. So I confirmed with Lori that indeed this trip is going to Peru in August of this year. That's like around the corner. And it sounds like it's probably going to be a major trip. So indeed, you don't want to hold back on the money, because the more you wait, the more unlikely it's going to be that they're going to have the cash if it wasn't already budgeted for. And number two, have the time to take off. You know, it seems like a big trip. So what I recommended to Lori is to try to compress the group launch sequence, but stay true to it. Because I know your group leader, Lori, and all of you out there, your group leader is always going to be like, huh? We can't come up with pricing? And everyone, it's sort of a reflex that we want to put the pricing out there and start taking payments. But friends, 9 out of 10 times, we do that method and it fails. We push the pricing out right away, and then we do the marketing, and we wonder why people aren't signing up. You know why? Because they're all waiting for somebody else to sign up first who's going, or it's not been sold to them yet. It's just a price tag. They haven't been able to take it for a test drive yet. So please, I encourage you to show confidence, take control, so that the group leader believes you and trusts you that it's going to work. And I recommended to Lori to compress the group launch sequence, so maybe she could do it over a period of, within 1 week, over a few days. I try not to do it all in one day, especially if it's a complex group, because there may be too many things to share. Remember, you're not sharing features. Friends, you're not sharing features. So collectively, so loud that I can hear you through the atmosphere here, you should be sharing not features, but yes, benefits. I heard you, right? It's all about the benefits. How will this trip transform my life? What are the things I will not miss? What are the experiences I will have? What will I do? Again, don't tell me that the stateroom is 900 square feet. That's a big stateroom. Isn't that a big stateroom? That's a big stateroom. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so I just wanted to put out there. All right, Sam, are you on? Sam had posted, and I want to get your feedback on this and read some comments in case you missed it in Facebook, about putting a photo on a card. How do you guys feel about that? I didn't see anybody posting that they did not and why, but some of the feedback, like Ramona, I have my picture on my card. It makes us real and recognizable. I learned that from a real estate agent friend. Ray said, I've had a photo in my card now for 6 years, and I find that people take time and look at the photo when I hand them the card, and very often make a comment. It's a visual connection, so the next time they see the card, they'll remember our conversation. I like the connection. It seems to give folks. What do you guys think about photos? I see if anybody's making a post or making a comment. And my response to this was that I love it. Why do I love it? Yes, for these reasons, because after you give out your card, or if your card gets into the hands of somebody who doesn't know you, well, now they know what you look like, and that helps. It builds you as the brand. So, friends, you may not want to hear what I've got to say, but I think you need to hear what I've got to say. You know, the fancy logo, the picture of the palm tree, the picture of the cruise ship, nice. But it's sort of me too. And don't take this the wrong way. I'll love you if that's what you got on your card. So I'm not looking to judge. I'm looking as your business coach to be honest with you and tell you that I think you're going to get more mileage from a photo of you. That said, I believe the purpose of a business card is simply and merely to give contact information, that it should not be a billboard. I collect business cards. You think I'm joking, and I have not trained. These are business cards that I've collected just probably within the last, I don't know, 6 months, 9 months or so, because I keep them handy for follow up. And honest to goodness, so many business cards, I need to take a microscope out to read the phone number, or the email address, or the website. Friends, the most important reason why I'm taking your business card is so I can contact you. And if you're making it extremely difficult for me to read it, I know what you're saying. Well, Stuart, you're 54 years old. What do you expect? Put your readers on. I know that's what you're saying, right? Well, it's true, isn't it? I've got to believe I'm the typical 50-year-old needing readers to help me out so I can read the ridiculously tiny type. It's just the way it is. Why make it difficult? I say just put your phone number and your email address. Because if you have a corporate email address, like mine is stuart@stuartloydcohen.com, I don't even need to put my URL, my website now, do I? Think about that. Remember back in the day when we would write out www dot? Most companies don't do that anymore. It's not necessary. We know it's www. So I would go so far as to say your name, a picture, great, and your phone number, and your email address, if it's corporate, so they can make an assumption of where your URL will be. And furthermore, by putting the glossy coating on a business card, you are eliminating the opportunity for you or them to write notes on the card. I strongly encourage you, I coach you, to not do that. While it will make it waterproof, and I'm not sure why that matters, it prevents the note taking. And I meet so many people, and I write notes on cards when I meet people so I remember the conversation. And sometimes I can't write it. It's so frustrating to me. I'm just saying. Okay, here we go. Whoa, we got a lot of comments here. And Stewie is going to put his readers on because he can't read. John says, I don't use my photo on my card, but not a bad idea to consider. I just have never thought of using it. I get it. I get it. It's what this is all about, idea sharing. Tina says, hey, Tina, I like having the picture. I wish more of the BDMs and hotel managers did, so we remember who they are when we talk to them. Wow, Tina, that's so powerful what you just said. So powerful. So if you flip that and put it onto the perspective of your clients, what if they're thinking the same thing? What if they met you 8 months ago at a barbecue? What if they met you a year ago squeezing cantaloupes in the Kroger's produce section there? And they say the same thing. Man, I wish I remember. Or if they're going to see you at a future event, and just what you're saying too, you're going to an event, you're going to see somebody over and over again at an event. You want to go say hi. You forgot what they look like. And if the picture was on the card, you'd know. Can I tell you guys something? You have no choice. I will tell you. Nobody's ever said on a webinar, no, don't tell me, because your microphones aren't on. Before I go to a networking event, when I know there are going to be specific people there that I want to meet or that I've met before, and I forget what they look like, I will go online and look at their picture. Honest to goodness, do you do this? I do this so that when I see that person, I remember, that's Bob, that's Bill, that's John, that's Terry. You know, so the picture on the business card, thank you, Tina, for that. Gina says, the background on my card is a destination photo, my contact information, and any certification association membership, for example, CLIA. That's great. As long as it's not too crowded, Gina, and as long as the most important thing that matters to me is how do I reach you? So when I pick up that card and I pick up the phone to text or call, it's easy. And that's great. And you know, sometimes spending a few extra pennies on that double card, you guys have seen my card, right? Um, it's a double folding card. Sometimes it's worth spending the extra few pennies so your business card stands out and you have more space to put that kind of stuff. And you know what, Gina, the certification stuff is critical. I like it. And you know, I know it's tough to put on a business card because it makes it crowded, but I also hope you have those certifications, you and everybody, on your social media page, on your website. So I see it everywhere. Anytime I see you online, in person, I want to be reminded that you're qualified. Lena said, I've never picked a real estate agent who had not had the picture. Isn't that interesting? There are some people, when I see a picture, I feel a connection, and some I don't. I'm sorry if this sounds bad, but it is true. Plus, when you meet 50 people at an event, it's hard to remember who is who. Exactly. And you probably typed this before I made that comment before, but the event thing is so critical to know what they look like. And, you know, that's true, you know, in terms of, you know, look, I know you guys are the best looking people in the travel industry. I just know you are. And that helps. That helps us. I don't know. There's a comfort level. I don't know what it is. I just don't know. But I understand what you're saying, Lena. Lena says, my card is glossy on the front, not the back. There you go. That's another great solution. So there's a area for writing notes. Okay, now's your chance. We have 13 minutes left. Don't leave me because I have two other things I want to talk about. But I want to make sure that you get your questions in. Who wants their microphones turned on? Who has a success story? Who doesn't, but has a problem? Because we all want to hear your problem because we're grateful it's not ours. And maybe we can help. That's my point. One of the things I want to share with you is what prospecting are you doing to get the business you want? What prospecting are you doing to get the business you want? Number one, you need to know where to prospect. And the only way to know where to prospect is if you know who you want to do business with, who needs you, what are your passions, your niche. Always comes back to that. You guys know I'm a big believer in the niche. To go fishing where the fish are that you want to catch. Okay. Number two, are you making some kind of a commitment or a discipline? Are you making a discipline like Hans has done, and he's reaping the rewards of this? It really works to make those daily phone calls, even if it's one, to a prospect. Send out those handwritten letters, even if it's one a day, to somebody new. Inviting somebody for a 15-minute meeting to just meet them and get to know them, to see where it leads, to learn more about them, not to sell you wares. What's your discipline this year for prospecting? I'm a member of the Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Memphis. And one of the things I found odd was that while they will send me a list of incoming conferences and meetings to the Memphis area, of course, that I need to reach out to see if they need a speaker, if they need a trainer. One of them called me back and said, yeah, we're looking for somebody who does tricks like juggling or card tricks. I said, I'm not your guy, but I can do a little stand-up. I didn't get the gig. They didn't have a list of the members of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, the hoteliers in specific, because I want to let the general managers at the hotel that, hey, I live down the block. If you got an incoming meeting and if you need a speaker, I'm local. Hire me and they won't have to pay for airfare, hotel, and all this kind of stuff. I'm down the block. Make it easy and keep the business local. And so they prepared this list specially for me. So I have a list of, and I know Hans, you're getting excited. I have a list of 60 general managers, 60 hotels in the Memphis area. And my commitment is to send out 5 a day. I'm going to send out 5 letters a day. I'm going to follow up with an email. after 7 days and just let them know I'm alive. I'm here. I'm down the block. I'm a neighbor. Hey, let's keep the business local. Let me know if I can help. Are you doing these things locally? With the businesses, perhaps you're looking at meetings in incentive business. Or perhaps you have declared your niche, your passion, and there's all these businesses, associations, organizations out there that you're looking to break into. What have you done to break in? And my final note here is the worst thing to do is to spill the beans in an email. When you put your whole big idea in an email, then you're just trying to sell it, and you're either never going to hear back, right? Or they're going to say, no, thank you. You just need to get in the door first. And remember, if they don't have a problem, you can't provide a solution. You have to uncover what their problem is and use group travel as the solution. Okay, that's one of the points there. John says, I've been utilizing the Tucson Hispanic Chamber, working part-time for them and go to a lot of networking events. This has led to potential networking cruise in June for 70 to 80 members. That's beautiful, John. See, this is inspirational. And here's the thing. You're putting yourself in opportunity's way. You're shaking hands, hugging the people, kissing the babies. You're putting yourself out there. And maybe this will happen. And maybe it won't. However, maybe somebody within that group of 70 to 80 members, maybe they have a family reunion coming up, or maybe they have an incentive need for the place of business where they work. Maybe they have a friend or a family who needs your services, right? So it goes from one to another, to another, to another. That's what networking is all about. Good luck, John. Would you keep us in the loop, please, of your progress with that? And it's about going to networking events. That's what it's about. I do a good deal of volunteering. Do you? We have a leadership program that's done through the University of Memphis. I've mentioned this before. And they were in a pinch. They asked me to come speak. It had to be pro bono because it's a not-for-profit. It's for students, and I did it. And that has led me to so many new friends and so much new business I can't even tell you. But I love mentoring, in this case, college students, being a leadership mentor. And yeah, is it an investment of time and money? Yes. But it comes back to me. It satisfies my heart. I feel great about it, and it's been good for business too. Judy says, I advertise and send invites to join my group cruise to Alaska this summer. I'm still looking for a few more to fill the group. Not sure what else I can do, and I'm taking it personally that they don't want to travel with me. Oh, I hear you, Judy. Isn't it tough not to take this kind of stuff personally? It's really tough. And Judy, you're preaching to the choir, because when somebody doesn't hire me to speak at their gig, or if I'm not invited to an event, or if I don't get a response to an email when I'm trying to offer something or be nice, I take it personally. And it's hard, you know. Some people can deal with rejection better. I'm a big baby. That's just me. And you know, sometimes some things are meant to be, some things are not. And so here's the thing. So first of all, I could say is, you know, from one person to another who suffers from this, meditate through it. Don't work on it personally. Because let me tell you, what I have come to find, and this is true, is that when people either don't hire, don't respond to you, that there's something else going on in their life. It's usually nothing we've done wrong. They're busy, the kids are sick, or they've got the flu, or the weather's been lousy, there's stress, work is tough. There could be a billion things going on in their life, in their world. And that's why they can't do it, won't follow up, can't follow up, don't have time. 9 out of 10 times, that's what it is. And 1 out of 10 times, they don't like you. And that's okay. We can't be loved by everybody, although we would love to. Number one. Number two, what else can you do? You know, I would, Judy, do another group launch sequence. Have an informational event. Start from scratch. Just do it. And talk about the incredible benefits, and just say that it's almost sold out, because that's okay to say if you want. And be proud, Judy, and go forward and say, and best of all, I'm going with you because I want to go. I want to have a great time. So, and I'm going to take care of all the details. It's going to be magical. We're going to do amazing things together because people oftentimes would love to travel with people they know who provide a level of safety, security, and sort of behind the scenes stuff. And Judy, I think it's important that you, as a travel professional, position yourself as knowing as somebody who's, that you take your vacations very seriously. So, and you know what's around the corner. You know more than them without being, in your face, but you know more than them, and you're going to make sure, Judy, that they won't miss a thing, especially if it's the only time in their lifetime they're going to be going to Alaska. This is it. If you're going to Alaska once in a lifetime, come with me. That's how special this trip is going to be. Oh, I like that. You can use that. I hope that helps. John says, yes, I'll be keeping everyone updated through the Facebook group. I'm sure I will have some questions as we plan. Cool beans. Gina says, I network 2 times a week, and my intention for the new year is to meet with one local business a week. Yes! Not as a travel consultant, but as a small business owner. Yes, yes. Double thumbs up. I have done this now each week of 2018. Gina, hold on. You're going to get a standing ovation. Gina, congratulations. I wish you continued success. Stick with it. It's worked for me. It's worked for many other people that I know who are on this call too. And once you do it, make that commitment, that discipline, it becomes a habit or a ritual so that you don't feel that it's a pain in the neck to get up and get out. You don't feel like it's a challenge to squeeze in or fit in. It's like working out, going to the gym, doing yoga. Once you make that discipline and once you realize how great it makes you feel, because doesn't it feel great after a great networking meeting? You make a new friend. Don't you feel great? Don't you feel great after you do yoga? I do. Don't you feel great after you exercise? I do. And you want that. You want those endorphins. You want those endorphins. And one of the things I do during the day here is, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but when I've been sitting in this chair, I'm getting stiff. I'll go down and I have one of those wheels. I'll do a little yoga just here in the middle, just to keep, because I want those endorphins. I want to feel good. And those networking meetings, that can become sort of a good, healthy addiction. To make that as a challenge to yourself. And don't be surprised if some of the big wigs too will meet with you, because you're a big wig too, friend. You're a big wig too. I've met some of the biggest wigs in the Memphis area, and they welcome me in because I don't show I'm intimidated. I show respect, and I always send the handwritten thank you cards, so forth and so on. Right? By the way, I did not get a speaking job doing a customer service training program for the Orpheum Theater Group. I got an email from the president and CEO. And I knew, wow, this would be like a marquee, pardon the pun, a marquee gig to do customer service training for this organization, Orpheum. We had a great conversation. How did he hear about me? Because I did the keynote at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Highly recommended. So basically, my talents, I'm sold. Couldn't afford me. He had to go to the board to get approval. And somebody on the board was a bigwig at the Peabody Hotel who offered to do it. I didn't get the gig. And I'm still smiling though. I really wanted the gig, so I was a little sad. I did not take it personally. I would have done the same thing he did, because it's an opportunity where he doesn't have to go into his pocketbook to pay a professional trainer. And I'm sure it's going to be great. However, the fact that I got that call, I have a new relationship with this guy. I wished him well because he had apologized. I said, no need to apologize. You made the right choice. What a great opportunity. And I sent him a written thank you card with 2 business cards because he had said, hey, let me know when you're in the area. Absolutely right, I will. I want to buy this guy a cup of coffee. Even though he didn't give me the business now, it might be in the future. Let me see if there's any more comments because we are out of time. Gina says, thank you. It was your challenge. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you're stepping up for the challenge, Gina. Gina, will you keep us in the loop? All of you who want to make the Hans does it. Gina's going to do it now. Who are going to step up to make this challenge, right? Keep us in the loop. Tell us about it. Tell us about it. Share us. Inspire us all. All right. All right, that's it. We're out of time, everybody. I want to thank you. For me, the hour always zips by fast. I've had fun. Try to handle as many different topics and areas as possible. We'll see you on Facebook. We'll see you on February 1st. Until then, I am grateful for you. I wish you happy sales.